All right, go for it.
Hi, everyone. Oh, hello, CJ. It's Winnie the Pooh. Welcome. I'm bugging out, guys. I'm bugging out. It's Rogue Money in the mornings. Rogue Money. See that, Siege? I said Rogue Money.
Rogue Money. Rogue Money.
You see, you can't be doing this, bro. There's no theme music.
Old habits are hard to break, B.
Bro, no theme music. You know, we got to do this over, Siege. We got to do this over. Hold on. Let me cue the music, Siege. I got this. I got this. Here we go. I got this, bro. Beep 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 beep. No, maybe I don't have this. Oh my god. Yeah, I think I don't have it. Wow. Jeez Louise, where's all my stuff? Oh well, I don't have any music. There goes that. It's Rogue News in the Morning with V and CJ, where we give you the news, the views, and all the information important to you. Check us out, roguenews.com. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Subscribe. I cannot emphasize to you how much it means to subscribe. It keeps us alive, and even though like Google has crushed us 90% in analytics and this, that, and the other, your subscription does help. It helps spread the word and the love that you have for Rogue News. And also, with that being said, this is a paid sponsors, folks. Paid sponsors. Please check them out. MyCBDEdibles.com. All sorts of deliciousness that you can get over at mycbdedibles.com. It is a place to be. It is awesome. So check it out. They have all sorts of deliciousness. You got the CBD coffee. You have the granola bars. You have the coconut almond pecan truffles. You have the doggy treats, man. You have the doggy treats. See, my neighbor has been feeding her dog the CBD edibles, bro. The CBD edibles doggy treats. Did you know that? Did I tell you this?
No, not at all.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. And one day I woke up in the morning, I went out to the backyard, and you know what the dog was doing, bro?
What's that be?
The dog was playing hopscotch. The dog was playing hopscotch. It was amazing. So, folks, check it out, mycbdedibles.com. It is the best way you can get your CBD isolates into you. 99% pure CBD isolates. And also check out the Watch Us Trade Room over at the cryptoschool.io. Join the revolution, the crypto revolution, with my man Crypto Neckos and the Cowboy. Crypto Revolution over at the cryptoschool.io. Watch Us Trade. Click it, make it happen, and stick it over at the Watch Us Trade, the cryptoschool.io. And last but not least, remain calm, remain calm.net. Don't freak out, remain calm. Remain calm. It's going to be awesome. And with that being said, folks, CJ, what's crack-lacking, dude?
Hey, good morning. Doing great. It's Wednesday. It's hard to believe that November is quickly approaching. The midterms are right around the corner. But just lots of exciting things going on, and just really quick update. And we talked about this I think it was earlier in the week, or was it late last week? And that's in regards to the Monsanto lawsuit. And that judge did do the right thing. She upheld the verdict. And she did slash, and I guess I get it. Something is better than nothing. She did slash the amount of payout. However, what it does establish is a precedent for Monsanto and for other litigation to go against them in regards to their product. So bear stock was down significantly. But just wanted to update our listeners that the judge did uphold that verdict. So, yeah, that's it.
Sounds like, that's good, man. And the president is the most important thing to set. So I'm very happy about that. With that being said, also, bro, I mean, it opens up big time. The entire thing for more people to see that, hey, you know what, there is a chance. And for the first time in a long time, Siege, we got some real momentum against a globalist, disgusting, sycophant, evil corporation, bro. So this is good. This is a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Caravanning, CJ. Caravanning. In the EU, you go to the UK, where my man London Paul is from. Caravanning is a wonderful activity that's filled with family fun. Or you hook up a mobile trailer that it's like a mobile tent or a little mobile home trailer to your car. And you go out to these caravanning sites and you have a picnic and a little camp out and rest and relax with friends and family and have a good old time. But caravanning here in the Western Hemisphere is kind of different. We don't, caravanning over here means tens of thousands of illegal aliens marching up the border. All of them average age 35 years or less, mostly 99 some odd percent male, all holding the Honduran flag while burning the American flag, marching up right up to our borders to invade us, to take advantage of us, to exploit our systems. And that's coming, folks. Siege, how far is the the caravan now?
Well, they're supposed to be marching, which they're not. They've shown them on the back of flatbed trucks, and so I think that their goal is to be here on Election Day, on midterm day, which is the second Tuesday in November, I believe. So, gosh, but believe it or not, that's only like a week and a half out from being here, because I think after the weekend we're basically in Monday, Tuesdays, heading into November. Yeah, so they will be here. They're gonna be out there, and people are concerned about the issuing of the National Guard, the military. This is like capturing the attention. Obviously for a reason. They're wanting this to happen. I tell you, probably the most alarming thing that did come out from this was yesterday. Mike Pence stated that he is fully aware who funded this, and he is going to be looking for swift action. And do you want to guess who Mike Pence, the neocon, is blaming?
No, who?
You would think the obvious, right? Would you not think the obvious? Who would you say is the obvious? George Soros, right? But he is stating that he heard from, I believe, the Ecuadorian, don't quote me on this, Ecuadorian president, that Nicolas Maduro is the one that funded this. And Nicolas Maduro is the one sending all these people up here. And again, I think that's just a precursor for what we would want with some type of altercation, trying to justify some type of altercation with Venezuela.
Nicholas, the sweetness, the bus driver, Maduro.
First of all, I don't think he could coordinate something like this. And second, I don't think people would listen to him. I mean, he doesn't have money to pay people.
He ain't got. He must have given them petros. He must have given him the Nicolas Maduro official crypto coin du jour, which is called Petro. And he gave him some petros and be like, hey, guys, I'm going to pay you in petros to march from Honduras all the way out to the United States of America. And that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Nicholas, the sweetness, the Maduro, the bus driver Maduro, he can barely hold his own country together. That man is fighting a coup on a daily basis. That man is fighting mutiny. Every day, people are riding in the streets, ready to overthrow Nicholas, the sweetness, the bus driver Maduro at a moment's notice. So
it's very convenient. It's very convenient for the neocons, right? I mean,
yeah.
I said it's very convenient for the neocons to blame it on Venezuela.
Yes, it is. It's very, very convenient for the neocons to blame it on Venezuela, like is Maduro doing something? No, they don't want to. They don't want to put the blame where it is. Here's the deal: Venezuela's foreign forex reserves are destroyed. Okay, and I talked about this years ago. Venezuela's forex reserves, his foreign currency reserves, have been completely destroyed. Why do you think they went into starvation mode? Why do you think that all of a sudden they went from starvation mode to, oh my God, we're starving to death. We don't have any toilet paper. We don't have anything. We don't have running water. They are in the dilapidated condition they are in because they have no way of paying for any of their imports. Nothing. They have no way of paying for any of their imports. So if their forex, their foreign currency exchange reserve, has been destroyed, they have no way of paying for their imports. How the hell are they going to shell out $50 million? $50 million. That's I don't even know how many trillions and trillions of bolivars that is, CJ. But over $50 million to get caravan batch number 1 up to 1,000 miles from the U.S. border. And he's got another at least $20 million to pay to finally get them into the U.S. So you're talking about damn near close to 60 to 70 million on the cheap. Where does Maduro have that?
It's just convenient. So here it is right here. Venezuela is funding the illegal immigrant caravan, says Mike Pence on Tuesday, backing up President Trump's claim that there are bad elements. I mean, there's definitely bad elements within the people there, right? Mr. Trump doesn't have any specific proof to back up his claim a day earlier that Middle Easterns are part of the caravan, but said they very well could be. But then again, just alarming that they would take this opportunity, instead of looking at George Soros's many NGOs, instead of isolating and identifying him as a enemy of the state, which I think would be an appropriate definition or label for George Soros. Maybe there's a few other labels we could throw at him. But this, again, just, playing these mind games. And then also in the recent news, news is that there was also a device found in Hillary Clinton's, mailbox outside of her home off of Martha's
Was it Bill's sex toy?
Who knows? And that's the thing is that we can't believe these things. Yesterday was George Soros. Today it's Hillary Clinton, and obviously our listeners are smart enough to understand they're wanting to shift the blame in terms of the political escalation of violence. We know who's responsible. We know who's been attacking people like Rand Paul, attacking conservatives inside restaurants. We know the evil. We hear them actually out there advocating for violence against conservatives. So now they want to play it off that they're the ones that are the victims. They just try to flip the narrative. They do it all the time. So I highly doubt if there were devices that were found, they put them there themselves. I'm convinced.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt, man. You know what I'm saying? It's unreal. There's no doubt about who put them there. It's a total false flag. They're gonna find something. Oh, look, we're being persecuted. I mean, how lovely it is. How lovely it is, that the entire thing is, in the heart, in the time that a lot of conservatives, CJ, a lot of conservatives, Republicans being harassed, that now all of a sudden they're saying, oh, we're victims of a bomb threat. We're victims of a bomb threat. How can this happen? How can this happen? It's a bunch of nonsense, bro. It's a total bunch of nonsense. It's stupid. It's beyond stupid, bro. Anyway,
that indeed.
Mm-hmm. It's really beyond dumb, bro. Really beyond dumb. With that being said, Siege, what do you want to hit upon, man? I'm a little I'll be honest with you, I'm a little discombobulated today. I've just been running full steam since this morning. I just got off a huge ass conference call internationally, and I'm here, man. I'm just trying to soup it all together, make sense of all of it. What do you want to hit, bro? Let's pick something.
Well, I think what would be very interesting is to talk about this incident at the Texas nuclear facilities and why they activated an emergency response team there. V, do you want to break that down?
I have a buddy of mine, and I call him Z, and it's not Z over at not Crypto Z that comes on the trading show, but this is a friend of mine that we've made acquaintances because he's a fellow alphabetarian. He always loves to call himself Z, and everybody knows him as Z, just like everybody knows him as V. So I remember him talking to me. And, so it was pretty funny at that time because it was V, Z, and W. So we were the alphabetarians. And Z is from a very similar setup as W, but from another part of the entire governmental background work. And his expertise was in the nuclear side of things. And one of the things that he has told me was a terminology that he shared with me called run to failure. And I said, well, Z, what is the meaning of the word? What is the meaning of the term run to failure? And the thing that he said so clairvoyantly to me was this, that V, we have an absolute apathetic attitude within certain sectors, especially the nuclear weapons facilities, the nuclear, heck, even the nuclear power plants, that there's a very laissez-faire, very run-to-failure attitude, a mindset. And that's where we are today. And folks, There's a Texas nuclear weapons facility in Pantex. Activates emergency response team because of quote unquote unexpected event. CJ, can this also not be the same Texas nuclear weapons facility where years ago, if you all remember, a Boeing B-52 took off and landed, and it was loaded with nuclear armament, right? And somehow it was defused by the good guys. You know, isn't this interesting? A nuclear weapons plant in Texas called in an emergency response team on Tuesday to deal with, quote-unquote, an unexpected event, reported the local outlet KMIR-KCIT. KMIR reported that there was no impact off the side of the Pantex plant in Amarillo, Texas, but that some of the local roads have been closed and the unspecified emergency. An unverified Twitter account that appeared to belong to the Pantex plant initially called the situation an operational emergency and then tweeted that the emergency response organization, a group of specially trained employees, had been activated. Later, the account tweeted that precautions are being taken due to a security event. The Pantex plant assembles, disassembles, and maintains nuclear weapons. And the rest of the article states, this is from Newsweek, no less, CJ. Newsweek, okay? Jeez, it's not even loading.
Yeah, can you see it on my screen?
That's it. It's not. I don't know what happened to the rest of the damn article. Anyway, it says precautions are being taken due to security event. Access to FM 2337 has been decreased north of Highway 60. Other precautions include assistance from Carson County Sheriff's Department. So something happened that we don't quite know of. Something happened that has kind of screwed up the things for us, right? Now I'm going to go back into this, CJ. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to DuckDuckGo. I don't use Google anymore, folks. If you got to search, and I'm not getting paid a penny to say this, a great search engine is DuckDuckGo. It has what's called organic search, which it's going to give you unfiltered, what's really trending, the real top topics, not some curated BS that Google gives you, but uncurated raw search results using the same algorithmic power of Google. So check it out. DuckDuckGo. I'm going to go on DuckDuckGo. I'm going to type in B-52. Okay. B-52 nuke Bardsdale Air Force Base. Bardsdale Air Force. And let's see what happens. Because if my memory, there it is. The 2007 United States Air Force nuclear weapons incident. Okay, watch this. And this is back in 2007. I remember this. On August 29, 2007, 6 AGM-129 ACM cruise missiles, each loaded with a W-80 one variable yield nuclear warhead, were mistakenly loaded onto a United States Air Force B-52H at Minuet Air Force Base in North Dakota and transported to Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana. So went to Louisiana. The nuke warheads in the missiles were supposed to have been removed before the missiles were taken off. And before the missiles were taken off from their storage bunker, and the missiles with the nuclear warheads were not reported missing and remained mounted to the aircraft both in Minuet and Barksdale for 36 hours. During this period, the warheads were not protected by the various mandatory security precautions for nuclear weapons. And they claimed it an accident. And see, one of the things I will tell you is that the nuclear weapons, okay, the nuclear weapons is something that is not taken lightly. It's not loose security. You don't have an oopsie or an accident. This is some of the most tightest, SOP, standard operating procedures that are in place in the entire world. It doesn't simply happen like that. And one of the things that it was told to me by W was that it was a job to set off a false flag. And what happened was that shortly after the plane landed, they were able to get all the nukes off. The plane wasn't landed on its own; it was actually diverted to land at Barksdale. They got all the nukes off, deactivated the nukes, and put it into that they transported it into that the Texas nuclear arsenal facility. They parked it over there, and since then, some of the crew that were on that B-52 flight, a few months later, they all started mysteriously dropping dead. like the pilot got whacked. I mean, people were getting like everybody that was surrounded. People who handled the weapon, the ground crew, they started mysteriously dying, having accidents. It was interesting to say the least, man. So, truly remarkable, man. Truly remarkable to say the least.
Wow.
And unreal. So that is something to make you say and keep a lookout for.
Most definitely.
Yeah, man. So what's with the Saudis now? Hand tied Israel is left to go at it alone.
Well, this is one of the dilemmas that Israel is going to be faced with, and apparently they have potentially found the remains of the Turkey journalist in some type of a water well there at the embassy, and they found his laptop, his suit coat, and everything in one of the vehicles that was there. And I think the concern is that, who are the two main players that are really pushing for the United States for regime change in Iran? The Saudis and Israel. So now you have to look now at the fact that with this happening, the Saudis truly politically, and then how the U.S. is going to, navigate through that relationship with them. Are the Saudis' hands now kind of somewhat tied a little bit, not being able to influence the shift in that area now? And the question that I'm asking, Vian, with Israel now moving, and they do this occasionally, right? They always, you always hear this every so many years where a massive amount of force along the Gaza border. But will they feel that isolated, or potentially feel a need that they've lost options in Syria? They potentially may have lost a partner in the Saudis. And what does that do to Israel? Does it isolate them even potentially more, where they would feel a need for some type of preemptive action just to create disruption? Just again, like you said about those that event there in Texas, this is definitely something for us to keep our eyes on in terms of what Israel will do.
Yeah, absolutely. Perpetual war, perpetual death. Perpetual war, perpetual death. Why Trump cannot control the American military? America hadn't had a civilian government since the end of World War II. These are the words spoken to me as a journalist by a man who had served in the military intelligence after years of intensive Russian language training at the Defense Language Institute in Monterey, California. For those that don't know, Monterey was the academic center for training future intelligence workers. Using a pedagogical method developed by the U.S. military, it has been useful not only for providing translators and interpreters for the military, but also the CIA. The CIA was initially known as the Office of Strategic Services, and the OSS was formed as an agency of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. As a small amount of the official budget comes from the American taxpayer, but is mostly an independent agency with no oversight regarding its real financial dealings. It's strictly off limits. According to my intelligence source, 1LG or Leighton, senior members of the American military at the end of World War II were planning a military coup d'etat to unseat the democratically elected president and replace him with a permanent government controlled by the military. The rationale behind this was that the civilian government was made up of people who did not know the way the real world operates, that only the military officers with the knowledge and the experience acquired through battle could be trusted to lead and protect the United States. Besides the reason, the politicians sat at home while we put our asses on the line and won this war. We deserve it. Thus was put into play a conspiracy that would alter the course of American history forever. It's called the Palmer House Plot. The Palmer House Plot. Folks, you remember that this time was also the time that Marine General Stanley Medler. What's his name? Stanley Butler? Yeah, Stanley Butler. Smedley Butler. I'm sorry. There it is. Smedley Butler. Marine General, Marine Commandant Smedley Butler, right? He came forward and he talked about the plot to overthrow the United States in a military coup, which is around the same time frame where Eisenhower was warning right afterwards. I think Eisenhower was warning about beware the military-industrial complex. Folks, you have to understand one thing. Our nation has been at war every single day of our lives somewhere in this world at all times. We have not had a single day, a single moment where we are not at war. You see, there's only two things. There's only one thing that benefits perpetual war and perpetual death, and that is the cabal. That is the cabal. So this is the situation that we're all facing here, folks. And until we reel this in, and yesterday I was, basically screaming from the rooftops, how can we still have all this military aggression? How can we still are saber rattling in the Taiwan Strait? How come we're saber rattling in the South China Seas? How come we're saber rattling the Strait of Malacca? How come we're having all sorts of covert, overt, and asymmetric type warfare missions all over Syria, all over North Africa, all over Africa, and into Eastern Europe? Why is all the shenanigans happening? Why is it a constant conflict? And this is why we're called the Empire of Chaos. We seed chaos, our biggest export, and we have the body counts to prove it. This is something that we need to reel in, and I hope to God, CJ, that it does, because if we don't, it is going to be doom for all of us.
Amen. Amen.
What else we got, man? We got the Monsanto. I think that covers all of it, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
Short
again, I
dates.
think the anticipation is there. I just did a quick feed on the media. The entire, just in unison, the entire MSM is all covering this now that apparently there were bumps into Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's homes. The Secret Service has intercepted these, and it's streaming. You guys know what this is about. This is complete programming, complete trying to brainwash people prior to the midterms. I mean, how much more can they do prior to the midterm to try to swing vote? I mean, it's just ridiculous, V. It really is. It's crazy.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. And with that being said, folks, we are at the end of the program. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. And with that being said, we'll be back tomorrow. CJ, what we got lined up for today, man?
Well, I think we're going to get with the Trading Boys, see if they want to do some live streaming, some trade live streaming.
Absolutely. And that'll probably be around maybe 1, 2 o'clock or so. And with that being said, we are over and we're out. Take it away, CJ.